You are listening to Western Iowa's information leader, KCIM. I'm Nathan Cones, here with your midday news for Tuesday, January 16th, 2024. Former President Donald Trump was the clear favorite for Carroll County Republicans in last night's caucuses, with 53.3% of participants backing him as the GOP nominee for the 2024 presidential race. According to the Republican Party of Iowa, 666 people joined in the process at sites in Carroll, Glidden, and Manning. Trump tallied 355 votes across the three sites. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis landed in second place with 136 votes, or 20.4%. Former South Carolina Governor and UN Ambassador Nikki Haley followed close behind in third with 129 votes, or 19.4%. Ohio businessman Vivek Ramaswamy was the only other candidate to break double digits, coming in fourth with 37 votes, or 5.6%. The remaining handful of votes went to Texas businessman and pastor Ryan Bankley with 5 votes, 3 for Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, and 1 ballot cast for other. Carroll County's results mirrored the statewide figures. With all counties' tallies now in, results show Trump collecting 51% across Iowa, DeSantis at 21.2%, Haley at 19.1%, and Ramaswamy at 7.7%. Trump claimed 98 out of 99 counties. Haley claimed her only win in Johnson County by a single vote. Focus now shifts to New Hampshire and its next-in-line primary on Tuesday, January 23rd. Student and staff safety was a key point addressed during the Board of Education meeting for the Carroll Community School District last night. After the school shooting not that far away in Perry, concerned faculty, staff, and community members are thinking about the unthinkable what-ifs for CCSD. Superintendent Dr. Casey Burlaw shared an updated plan with the Board of Education on the district's staff's cautionary steps to ensure safety.
Our doors lock, but for a teacher to lock the door from the inside, they got to go out and use a key, or it's cumbersome. So we purchased, and the installation is supposed to be starting at Adams and Fairview to have the push button. So you just go and push the button, and the door's locked. And then we've got one quote for the middle school, high school, working on getting a couple others. I hope to have those to the board for consideration here in our February meetings, so we can get those approved, hopefully, and installation for the end of the year if we can.
Burlaw says not only are teachers and support staff training on the standard response protocol, but the district is also ensuring principals and administrative staff are adequately trained on the emergency radio button found in each building.
You heard about this in the Perry incident, and where they were able to hit the button and it went right to the dispatch center. We have those in our district too, in each of the offices. We got Jason Hoffman's coming around to each of the offices and doing a refresher with principals and office staff on to make sure they know how to use those.
Burlaw talks about additional safety features that are currently being added to the schools. Carroll Middle School is having door position switches installed at the moment, which will alert staff if an exterior door is propped open. Last week, crews worked late installing the transportation software on all district buses. Burlaw says they are looking into new locks for classroom doors so teachers can lock doors from the inside more quickly than the current equipment.
Our doors lock, but for a teacher to lock the door from the inside, they got to go out and use a key, or it's cumbersome. So we purchased, and the installation is supposed to be starting at Adams and Fairview to have the push button. So you just go and push the button, and the door's locked. And then we've got one quote for the middle school, high school, working on getting a couple others. I hope to have those to the board for consideration here in our February meetings, so we can get those approved, hopefully, and installation for the end of the year if we can.
At the end of Burlaw's updates, board member Jim Friel extends his gratitude to the CCSD superintendent as well as staff for being there for the district students.
Thank you, all of you, Casey, for your communication and your presence, being there for the students and the parents, just being out there. And honestly, I think you guys did a top-notch job.
Burlaw says the safety committee will continue to meet throughout the year and update the district safety plan as necessary. And the Iowa Economic Development Authority Enhance Iowa Board has selected Crawford County for a $1 million Community Attraction and Tourism, or CAT, grant to construct a new recreation and wellness center in Denison. After reviewing the many applications for the highly competitive funding, officials announced last week that Denison's approximately $18.56 million project would receive financial backing from the state. The CAT grant is a significant milestone for the project, which has raised more than $14 million, or more than 75% of their goal. The proposed Crawford County Recreation and Wellness Center will feature an indoor walking track, a full-size multi-use basketball, volleyball, and pickleball court, 2 indoor soccer fields, a workout space, an aerobics room, and a community meeting room. 3 other projects were named in this latest round of funding, including a community center in Dune, a splash pad in Huxley, as well as a trail connecting Lake Park and Spirit Lake. And that is going to be wrapping up your first half of the KCIM Midday News. Stick around. Got more on the way for you right after this on KCIM.
Trust Lens Insurance and Grinnell Mutual to offer you affordable insurance options. Like everything else, insurance costs are increasing, but we have options that don't break the bank. We'll protect your future and your wallet with specialized, affordable coverage. We'll make sure you're covered so you can trust in tomorrow. Contact Lens Insurance, your local Grinnell Mutual agent at 792-1700 or find us online at lensre.com.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable, and serving part-time can help you graduate debt-free. Do you want to stay close to friends and family? The Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving part-time in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want. Learn more by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Iowa Army National Guard. Aired by the Iowa Broadcasters Association and this station.
Welcome back to KCIM's Midday News. I'm Nathan Cones reporting. The Carroll Chamber of Commerce and Carroll County Growth Partnership is now accepting reservations for their 60th annual Chamber Banquet scheduled for next month. On Thursday, February 8th, community and business leaders will gather at the Carrollton Center to celebrate the successes of 2023 and lay out the plans for 2024. Executive Director Kimberly Tiefenthaler says the Chamber is celebrating a significant milestone at this year's event.
This is our 60th annual Chamber Banquet. So I think that's pretty impressive that for 60 years we've been coming together as a community and celebrating accomplishments, good things, good people, and just lifting Carroll up and the community and everyone who volunteers and helps to make it what it is.
The evening begins with a social hour at 5:30 p.m., followed by a catered dinner at 6:30, and the evening's ceremony, emceed by Tim Fitzpatrick, gets underway at 7:30 p.m. Tables can be reserved for $300 each or individual reservations for $35.
And you know, what we really need out of people right now is to call in to the chamber or email Roseanne Nace at r.nace, Nees, at carrolliowa.com to reserve your table. So we have the business table that's available as always, and then you can reserve a space as well. So there's no actual ticket.
6 awards will be presented during the banquet: Citizen of the Year, Heritage Business, New Business, Humanitarian, Good Neighbor, and Public Service. Tiefenthaler and Program Director Ashley Schabel say the award presentations are a highlight of the banquet as they make a serious effort every year to ensure recipients are surprised.
We are sneaky. There are a few untruths that are told to get people there.
It's so much fun when it's a surprise.
Yeah.
I think that kind of makes the night, really.
Again, the 60th Annual Carroll Chamber of Commerce Banquet is scheduled for Thursday, February 8th at the Carrollton Center. Reservation details are included with this story on our website. Newsweek has named Dupaco Community Credit Union a top regional credit union for 2024. This accolade was presented to only 250 regional credit unions nationwide, with Dupaco standing out as one of 3 credit unions in Iowa to receive Newsweek's 5-star rating. In collaboration with Plant A Insight Group, Newsweek conducted comprehensive research to assess the financial strengths of institutions and consumer confidence in credit unions and banks. The study reviewed nearly 9,500 financial institutions and drew insights from 35,000 customer interviews. They analyzed criteria such as overall financial health, profitability, risk exposure, lending and leasing activity, and more. Social media reviews and App Store ratings were also considered totaling $1.3 million and $148 million, respectively. President and CEO of Dupaco, Joe Hearn, says, "While we did not seek out this recognition, we are thrilled to begin 2024 with such a great accolade. The research by Newsweek was done independently and examined thousands of data points to create this list. This is yet another way for us to show our financial health as a member-owned financial cooperative." The study exclusively focused on regional institutions, excluding nationwide banks and credit unions from the ranking. And the latest survey of the state's top business leaders finds a majority of them remain positive about Iowa's overall economy. Joe Murphy, president of the Iowa Business Council, says the fourth quarter survey also finds the chief decision makers of the major Iowa employers are confident in their outlook for the first 6 months of the new year.
We're really pleased to see robust optimism across all sectors of our survey as we enter 2024. All three categories, capital spending, sales expectations, and employment expectations, are all above 50 index points, which is the key threshold to project a positive level of confidence for this next 6 months.
In particular, Murphy says capital spending expectations were up by 6 points in the survey, well above positive threshold, which he says is crucial.
That indicates, even more expectation that companies will put additional resources into their Iowa expansion efforts, into their Iowa operations. And that's really important as we think about how this state will continue to grow, how the business climate will continue to be competitive nationally and internationally.
One downside expressed in the survey is the continued difficulty in finding qualified workers to fill positions. Murphy says it's a persistent challenge for every Iowa business, from small shops to large multinational firms.
That's just the issue that we have with our population constraints. We have more jobs available in this state than people on unemployment. We have about 57,000 jobs open across all sectors of Iowa's economy, and only about 35,000 people on unemployment. So we really need to be focusing on how we can recruit new Iowans into our state.
Murphy suggests the state look to luring people from both high-cost areas around the Midwest and the coast, but he also calls on Iowa's federal delegation to pass comprehensive immigration reforms to allow legal immigration to continue to flow. The 22-member Iowa Business Council represents more than 150,000 working Iowans. And that is going to be wrapping up your KCIM Midday News for Tuesday, January 16th, 2024. I'm Nathan Cohns reporting.